Hi everybody, it's Carla from Casey Creates, and I have a project share. I wanted to challenge myself. I woke up one morning early this week and I couldn't sleep, and I thought, I have a drawer with I can't pull it up. Anyway, in my drawer I have all these different options for book forms, and all you have to do is cover them. So just things I've collected from the thrift stores and clearance racks, like this one. And I grabbed one out and I decided I was going to try to make a journal really quick. Well, my only regret is that I grabbed this one. I grabbed it with the wire rings, and I really don't like how it goes, because this is such a shabby chic kind of pretty vintage journal, and now I've got these silver rings on the side. So if you have any suggestions on how I can cover those up, I really would like to not have those so visible. But I want to take you through my journal if you'd like to see what I created. I started with some decoupage paper, and it's just this really pretty rose print tissue paper. It's by Craft Consortium, I think it's called. And then I used these pearl trim, lace trims on the top and the bottom. Let's turn my phone off here so I don't get rudely interrupted, which I may. I don't know if that was off or on. Okay, hopefully that's off. And then I used just some really pretty vintage white lace. So this whole journal was created somewhat quickly because I wanted to just see if I could work with a rhythm and a flow, because I get so putsy. And as I had mentioned earlier, I was working on a tea journal and I'm almost finished, but I just haven't picked it back up. So anyway, I went on to a new one just to get re-motivated. So this is the front, and it's just filled with everything I love. Lots of lace and frills and trims, and this is just some ivory cream lace tying it closed. And then I have more of the decoupage paper and just layers of doily, tea-dyed doily. This one is funny to me because it reminds me of a cookie, like a sugar cookie. And you know how we always refer to the laces and trims as being yummy? Well, that literally looks yummy to me. And so I've got some eyelash trim and the little rosebud appliques and some crocheted lace trim here. And then I love crowning it with the lacy vintage type or vintage look lace on the top. And then inside, this is something that I think is so sweet. I have my mother's purse that she was using shortly before she got sick, and she was such an immaculate lady. I mean, her purses were always so clean and organized. And I found this little tablet in her purse, and I couldn't figure out what it was. But they, I believe, are little blotting tissues. And her favorite thing were butterflies, so I'm not surprised they're butterflies. But she taught us when we were learning how to be ladies to blot our lipstick, and I believe that's what these were for. She blotted her lipstick, her nose. Yeah, they're little blotters. So I decided to take a few of them. I didn't take the whole stack, and I decoupaged a couple of the top pages with a napkin and just put a little rose hinge on it. And those are special because they were in my mom's purse. And then I used some of the printable papers that I showed in my last video, the digi papers that I printed off, because they're just so vintage and so pretty. And that's Northbrook papers from Antique Papery. And then I this already got a little smashed. I was worrying that might happen, but it's a little paper rose that I covered with Mod Podge. And then I had a lot of fun with these. They're little paper clips, and I was watching Mary Barrett. She had done a video not long ago on the paper clip, or were they pen challenges, I think. And she was saying how she really enjoys the putziness of it all, and I think I do too. So I'd been making some of these, and I stuck one here with the rose, and then this book form had these flaps on each page. So I used the flap as a journaling pull out. So you just pull the tab, and then I've got lined tea dyed paper, and you can journal there. And if you flip it over, you can journal on the back. And then on this side, so I've got, it's decorative on both sides. And then on this side, I just cut some stationery to fit down in the pocket here. I didn't really decorate the back of that because this is going to cover it all up anyway, and it kind of gave it its own little decorative background. And then just covered up, this is quite bright, this ruched ribbon, so I covered it with some lace and a strand of pearls just to keep it not too shockingly bright. And then the next page is a little ode to my mommy because of purple being her favorite color. And I love these pages. So I used some of the rosebud trim and put some of that really pretty purple fiber. And I wasn't sure I'd ever have a use for all these different colors of fiber trim, but I find that they worked really well on this page. And then I always had these pansy post-it notes. Again, something I wasn't sure I'd ever use, but I've found a way to fussy cut them and layer them. And then this is a little crocheted pansy that I cut off of a doily. And if you pull it, it opens up and you get your journaling space here. And then I had this lavender scratch and sniff, actually, washi tape. And that's really just on there for reinforcement. But if you fold it this way, then you can journal on this side, and that's tea stained lined paper again. And this beautiful lace trim was gifted to me from the lovely Edwina Kinch. Thank you, Edwina. I hope you are well. And then this is some more of the rosebud trim with more of the purple fibers, and the scratch and sniff lavender washi, which is reinforcing it again. So there's the back of that, and it just makes its own little pretty fold out notebook basically. And the next two pages are just real sweet and girly and feminine. And this was actually a paper envelope that I tea dyed, and again a vintage one that I found in some of my mother's stash, and I just lined it with some trim. This is some torn scrapbook paper, some tatting, and then the flap of the envelope lifts up. You can see it's rather old. It's like a foil lined envelope. I don't think I put any tags in yet. No, it's still empty, but it is a working envelope that you could stash stuff in. Yeah, and then just the really pretty seam binding there. And this is a fabric flip, and it opens up to some journaling space here, and then it opens again to more journaling space here and here. So there's like a cream, vintage ivory, kind of cream colored pages. Then the next two pages are my fun, pretty pink pages. And this was gifted to me from Mary Barrett in a beautiful altered file folder that she created, and I think a lot of the contents she purchased from Esme. Oh boy, I wish I remembered your site, Esme. I'll try to remember to link it, but anyway, in there she had lots of really nice decoupaged glassine bags, so I wanted to stick this one in my journal just for storing maybe a tea bag because, as you know, I love to put tea bags in my journals. And so it just tucks in there, and I thought it was a really pretty addition to this journal. And hi Mary, I hope you're well. And these pages are very similar in that they fold out for journaling. And what I like about this one is the tea dyed paper took on the lines of the grate that I was drying them on in the oven. So I thought they would serve as good lines for writing on. And I've got the vintage tea dyed lace here. And it folds back up and flips over. And so you can journal on the front and the back. There's space for both. And then this is just some really pretty scrapbook paper that you could also journal on. And then I just loaded it with layers of lace and doilies and fabric flowers and paper flowers, little pink flat back pearls. And then oh, I forgot. This is actually a little notebook. So this is the cover, and then I put tea-dyed, tea-stained pages inside. I was gonna do a lot of fussy stuff to each page, so I decoupaged onto this one, and then I just decided, no, I'll leave the pages pretty open for just journaling. So this is a little bit of a notebook as well. And then it flips over to the last two pages, which are again pages that I printed out from a DigiKit from Antique Paperie. And then these bright little milliner flowers, that glue's still on me, came from an Etsy bid that I won. Not Etsy, eBay. And then these are some more pretty printed papers. This is just a little corner tuck, and it's where I put my little tags. I have these sweet little rose ones with some lace trim, and then this one. And I did decoupage just a little bit on these pockets. Oh, and these are really pretty papers that I purchased from G. Kerr. She has an Etsy shop and does digital papers that are beautiful. So I have a couple of her pieces in here as well. Very pretty. And then this is another one of the little flips that you pull out for journaling. And you can do it on both sides. It's just another pretty piece of the paper. Journaling space. Can you see that? And it flips like that. And then my back last page, I printed my little DigiKit in small little, so that I could fit 4 on a page. And then these are like a stacked tag, but they're really just for journaling on. And I printed them on the ivory colored parchment paper so they would already look tea dyed, and just inked a little reinforcement ring on the front and the back and tied them with some lace. And then this is the little gingham belly band, and then different types of trim. Another one of the paper rose flowers that I stiffened with Mod Podge, and then this really pretty blingy trim all along the edges. So these are the 2 pages. So let me put these back. They slide down in here, and this little piece is kind of the little stopper. So I'll take you back through it if you'd like to see it again. It's the cover. It's the inside. There's my little tissue paper notebook. And my lace pocket, and then the flip out for journaling, and then it flips over, and there's a stationary stack of writing paper, and it folds over, and I have this real pressed flower tag, a little applique, And then my little journaling pull-out again with the pansies. And you can write on the front and the back. And the ivory pages. And the pocket there. And the fabric flip. With journaling space here. And journaling space here. And the pink pages with the glassine bag tucks under there. Straighten it out. There we go. And another flip for journaling. Oops, sorry. Oh, and that this is a little bit of a writing journal here. And then the last two pages, I think those are it, yeah, with the tags. I love these sweet little ones. Actually, I can put all of these here for now. I forgot this is a paper clip one. Can go there. And then my last little flip. And journaling cards. So that's my latest journal that I've created. I've been, we just started the at-home, we have to stay in our houses now, so I guess I'll be getting a lot more crafting done. I've gotten some indoor chores done, and I guess that's what we'll be keeping ourselves occupied with. But I hope you all are doing well and getting some time to craft and making videos, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you so much for watching, and tell me what you think. Bye.